Hi, Donovan here, and today I'm going to go through lifetime value and why it's so important. Now, if you don't understand this, you need to understand it because it's going to make a massive difference to your martial arts school. You're going to understand how much each member's worth to you. I'm going to go through it, how we can track it, why we track it, etc. Let's just jump straight into it. If you don't know who I am, my name's Donovan. I help martial arts schools grow. I help add a load more members to their schools, and I make these YouTube videos completely for free to help people like you. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to make my head a little bit smaller and just put myself up here. This is lifetime value. I'm going to go through that now. So if you understand your lifetime value, you will stop letting prospects and leads disappear. Now, a lot of martial arts school owners, they think, if I'm having a conversation with a prospect as a martial arts school owner and, they don't reply to my first message, I'm probably not going to put any effort into following up with them. And the reason why I'm not going to do that is because I only charge £30 a month, I only charge £40 a month, £50 a month, £60 a month, whatever the number is, I can't be bothered to keep chasing people up for £50 a month or £40 a month. Like, it doesn't feel like it's worth it. And I understand that. But the problem is you're not looking big picture there, you're looking small picture. So let's look at it from a bigger perspective and understand why the huge schools have no problem continuously following up with people, putting in the effort to get the sales. And it's because they understand lifetime value. So let's break this down. So what is lifetime value? So lifetime value is how much each member is worth to you. So I'm going to dive into like how we calculate this and everything, but how much each member is worth to you. Now you might be thinking, I charge £40 a month, members are worth £40 a month. But that's not true. There's a few things that go into that. Members are actually worth a lot more than whatever the monthly is. And I'm going to go into how we actually calculate this and talk a little bit about, why it's so important and whatnot. So why is lifetime value actually so important? So number one, it teaches us what the real issue is. So what I mean by that is a lot of people think marketing is their problem, but some of those schools only keep members for 2 months or a month or 3 months or 4 months. Now, in that case, it's kind of like a leaky bucket. Like, it's like a bucket with holes in. You're putting members in, but they're coming straight back out literally after a month or 2 or 3 months. Growth is not sustainable no matter how many members you send into your school because they're leaving after 2 or 3 months. Your problem is not marketing. Your problem is that you're not keeping members long enough. So if you fixed the problems that you've got within your school, taught better classes or whatever that is, and you kept those members for 12 months as opposed to 3 months, then it'd be a lot easier to grow your school. Marketing would be worth it because members would be worth more and stay for longer periods of time. So by understanding your lifetime value, you can look at it and you can say, am I happy with that? Or would I rather that be a bigger figure? And then you can go about doing the necessary actions to make it a bigger figure if that's what you need to do. Now, next, what is measured can be improved. So as I spoke about then, touched on then, if you know that you're only keeping members for 3 months and you can see that within your lifetime value, then you can go ahead and fix that problem before injecting marketing into your school. Like, you can see what the problem is, fix that problem, and then take the appropriate action. Very, very important stuff. Now, the third thing is it makes us realize how important each member actually is. So as I said, a lot of martial arts schools don't really put the effort into following people up, don't put the effort into actually asking people to join at the end of the class, and it's because they're not looking big picture. You don't associate that one member with your big goals. If you want to earn £10,000 per month, which I speak to a lot of martial arts school owners, and that's what they want to earn revenue wise, you don't think that one client for like £50 a month or £60 a month or whatever they're paying is getting you any closer to that goal realistically. So you're not really asked. But that is a bad mindset. You need to make that mindset shift. So let's move on. So how do we actually calculate lifetime value? So how I calculate it, which is a little bit different to a lot of people, is all I do is calculate your monthly fee times by the lifetime membership, the average length of membership, and then add on a joining fee or whatever the joining fee is. Now, that's how we calculate lifetime value. So if I go over to a calculator, in fact, I can't actually do that. So I'll just do it on here instead. So if I take this, now how we calculate lifetime value is, cool. So as I said, when we calculate lifetime value, all we do is very simply, we do monthly fee. So let's imagine we charge £60 per month. So we charge £60 per month for our classes. And then we times that by how long our members stay on average. And if you don't know that, you don't know, then you need to find that out. You should have that concrete in your head. You should know how long your members stay. You should be actively trying to improve that. But if you don't, what we find is most martial arts schools, it's like 10 months, 6 to 10 months realistically, if they're not really putting any effort into keeping members. So let's use 8 months as the number. So we can see here, 60 times 8, that's 600, 540, 480. So 480 each member's worth to us. And then let's imagine we also charge £40 joining fee. So we charge a £40 joining fee. That means that each member, on average, is worth £520 to us. Now, the reason why this is so important, as I said before, if we look at these over here, it teaches us what our real issue is. So if we know that we're keeping members for 8 months and they're paying £60, and for every £40 we spend on marketing, we're getting a new member, we know that it's definitely worth it because the return on investment is there. However, if we find that we're only keeping members for like 2 months on average and they're leaving, and each member's worth £120 to us, and we're paying £40 to get a new member through the door, is it really worth it? Or should we be actively trying to figure out how we can keep members for longer to increase the lifetime value? This is incredibly important stuff to understand. And what is measured can be improved. So as I said here, if we're keeping people for 8 months, how can we make the necessary changes to keep people for longer? If we can keep people for 12 months, not only is it going to be easier to grow and, because we're keeping people for longer, but it also means we're going to get more money out of the members that are with us. So, we're going to get closer to our growth goals that way. And it makes us realize how important each member really is. So, as I mentioned here, every member is worth at least £520 to us. That's not even including if they buy their gi, if they buy their uniform, if they buy their, their boxing gloves, if they buy their belt or their gradings that they do. It doesn't even include any of that. So without all of that included, members are worth at least £520 to us. So when you're letting a member walk out the door without asking them to join up, that's a potential £520 that you're letting walk out the door. You let 10 members, you let 10 prospects walk out the door. You let 10 prospects walk out of the door without even asking them to join up. And that's that 520 times 10, £5,200 that you're letting walk out the door. It doesn't make any sense, does it? So when you start looking big picture and realizing that each member's worth a lot more than just the monthly that they pay you, then you put a lot more effort into, following these members up, following these prospects up, putting more effort into converting them into members, and just doing everything that you need to do to actually get them across the line. I hope that makes sense. Lifetime value is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important. If you have any questions, just comment below in the comment section. Other than that, if you subscribe or like this video, you'll tell the YouTube algorithm that you're interested in our stuff, which is great. It means more of our stuff will be pushed to you, so we can help you even more. And other than that, in the link of this, the description of this video, you'll be able to see there's a link. If you click on it, it will go through and it will talk to you a little bit about how we actually help schools, grow. So if you want to click on that, that's absolutely fine. If not, that's cool. I appreciate you watching this video anyway. Thank you for, spending your time watching this video. I hope it's at least helped you a little bit. Have a good day.